Hello once again, everybody. I'm Jake Lucci, and welcome to my video coaching newsletter. The title of today's video coaching newsletter is Social Media and College Recruiting. What a great topic. Excited to talk about it today. I have an email from a dad who's actually asked some great questions regarding the relationship of social media and college recruiting. So before we go through the email, I have a quote that I'm going to read. We'll go through the email and then I will get you guys out of here. And the quote says, social media and college recruiting have an intertwined and oftentimes symbiotic relationship that has given athletes a virtual platform to market themselves to college coaches in hopes of earning a college scholarship. Social media has also bridged the communication gap between athletes all over the world and college coaches looking to land talent to improve their team's performance on the field, court, or course. It's easy to forget, however, that social media is merely a tool used to increase the chance that you get a college scholarship and that are seen by the right people. It is not the entire toolbox. The best social media strategy in the world cannot cover up a prospect's inability to perform in the classroom and or on the field. Overall character, talent, and being an overall good person as a whole will make you more attractive to college coaches. Not having clean social media, however, could serve as an immediate red flag to programs looking to hand out hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarship money. So with that said, let's go through the email. The email says, "Hi Jake, thanks for all you do for your athletes. It seems they really enjoy being a part of your program and that you're positively affecting so many people around you." Well, thanks for the kind words. My question has to do with college recruiting and social media. Like I said earlier, it's a great topic. It's something I really like to talk about, and I don't think that it gets talked about enough. So he says, first of all, how often do college coaches look at a prospect's social media? Well, first and foremost is as soon as they hear about a prospect's name, whether it be from a coach or LPG or anybody like that, they hear about a prospect's name, typically what they'll do is they will Google the prospect, and by Googling the prospect, the social media comes up as a result of that, and college coaches are on that all the time. I've actually been at games sitting next to scouts, talking with coaches, and the first thing that they'll do, literally, like when they get their phone out, I'll say, hey, you should look at this guy, and then they say, well, how do you spell his name? The first thing they do is Google him, and they'll be able to see the prospect's social media. So that's something that we try to talk with our prospects about all the time is college coaches are on there. College coaches are looking at your social media. Just because they're not following you, so to speak, on Twitter or Instagram doesn't mean that they're not looking at your stuff. Of course, unless your profile is set to private, which in my opinion will hurt your college recruiting overall. If you're really trying to get the most exposure, you really don't want to have a private profile. And why have a private profile anyway? You shouldn't have anything that you're trying to hide. College coaches will definitely scratch their head on that one. I'm not saying that you have to have a public profile, but I'm saying as far as the exposure goes, college coaches are really not going to follow you unless they're obviously going to make an offer or they're really, really interested because these guys like to play it close to the vest. I mean, I would do the same thing as well. I mean, you don't want to sit there and say, well, I'm going to follow these 10 guys because then everybody is going to see that you followed those 10 guys, and then your buddies that are on social media and Twitter are going to be like, oh, I saw this coach followed you. So instead of having that conversation, instead of going through that, what college coaches do is they usually try to play it pretty close to the vest. They try to do as much research as they can, and part of that research is going through a prospect's social media. So let's get back to the email. He says, how often should a prospect post on social media to get the most attention? Well, another good question. That really just depends on the situation as a whole. There's really no one size, fits all answer. A lot of it has to do with age. A lot of it has to do with grades, size, projectability, playing ability, size of the school, and whether or not you have someone helping you in the college recruiting process. Because, I say it all the time that, you can sit here and listen to these videos and get the best advice that I can give you. And of course, I give all my information, away for free. But at the same time, finding that right balance, finding how often you should send out a tweet or finding how often you should send out an Instagram post to garner the most attention, it's really not something that you can do overnight. It's something that you have to do over a consistent, long period of time, and then you kind of let the process play itself out, so to speak. And then if you're out there putting your name out there and getting your name out there, what's going to happen is people are going to start to take to take notice. People are going to notice what you're doing. At least that's the idea. But of course, there's a balance to everything, because if you're doing that constantly, it just kind of looks bad, because if you're putting stuff out there and it's not getting any love, then what gives coaches there is no reason for coaches to look at it, because either it's not good quality video or it just doesn't show the things that they need to see in order to make a determination on whether or not they need to come and actually take a look at you with their own eyes. So the email continues on. He says, are there specific things that turn college coaches off when it comes to social media? Yes. Now, there's a lot of things that will actually turn coaches off. But one of the big things that I've seen lately, any prospect that's watching this right now, if you're going to get anything from this video, this is a big one. Please do not post the offers that you get from a bunch of other schools on social media. I see this all the time, especially I see a lot of football kids. They'll post their offers and they'll say, so proud, so blessed, to receive an offer from this school. And really all that's doing is stroking your ego. The reason you do it is because you feel like the BMOC, you feel like that big man on campus, and yeah, I got that offer and all my friends are going to see it and everybody's going to see it and think I'm awesome. In reality, what it does is it does the opposite of what you would think it would do in a college coach's eyes. So if I've offered a prospect and all of a sudden 2 days, 3 days, a month, a week, whatever, I see that he's posted to where he's got an offer from somebody else, that's really not going to make me feel too good. And then as a coach, I got to question, how much does this kid really want to attend my program? How serious is he about becoming a part of a winning tradition at my program and helping my program win if he's out there talking about all of his other offers? It's kind of like going to the prom. You have all these options, and the one girl that you like comes up and finally asks you out. And so you're like, yes, this is great. And then because she sees that girl asked you out, and then she comes and asks you out, and then you're like, well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let everybody know that I've gotten asked out by 2 girls. And those 2 girls then sitting over there and they're like, what in the world is this crazy dude doing? Like, that's what you're doing, is you're projecting to the world, well, look at me, I got all these offers. And it just doesn't make the people that have already made you that offer feel good. And so I just don't think that that's the great way to start out on campus. Different strokes for different folks, of course. But as far as what I recommend and as far as what we recommend, if you get an offer, don't let anybody know about it necessarily unless you're going to accept that offer. If you're going to accept that offer, then obviously you want to post it and you want your friends and family to see it. But man, if you start posting a bunch of offers that you've gotten, that's just really not a good look in a college coach's eyes. So he continues on to say, what is the future of college recruiting and social media? Well, that is a loaded question. The future is what the future is. I will tell you this, based on the trends in the last 5 to 10 years, more recently, obviously 2 or 3 years, the trends all say the same thing. College recruiting and social media will continue to merge and interconnect in more ways than we could possibly ever imagine. There's a quote by Wayne Gretzky, and I really like it, and it says, I skate to where the puck is going to be, not to where the puck has already been. And so at LPG, for instance, what we try to do is we're always trying to be on that cutting edge of social media. We're always trying to find new ways and new types of posts and types of ways that we can get our guys exposure. College coaches like looking at our stuff because it's different and it's new and it's always fresh and there's some personality behind it. And so I'm not sitting here saying that college coaches are going to make offers to kids just because they have a good social media game. Again, what I am saying is if you have clean social media, that doesn't raise any red flags. And so if you can get through that initial evaluation process without raising any red flags, in fact, if a coach looks on your social media and sees a bunch of great stuff, then that's a great start. But if you're sitting there with a whole bunch of stuff on your social media that might get you a little bit in trouble, or if your boys are commenting on there and using bad language or something like that, you got to immediately get that stuff off there, because all a college coach is going to see is the fact that it's on there, not necessarily the fact that it wasn't from you. He's just going to see that it's on there. So you always have to make sure that you monitor your social media. He ends the email by saying, once again, thanks for taking the time to answer my questions, and good luck to you and your team continuing to build the Lucci Prospect Group, Bob. Well, thanks, Bob, for your email. I really appreciate it. And with that said, you can get my help personally by going to our website, LucciProspectGroup.com, the Lucci Prospect Group Facebook page, Twitter, or Instagram by typing in Lucci Prospect Group in the search bar. Also, if you or someone you know is interested in becoming a prospect, be sure to click the Become a Prospect link above or below this video, or it might even be in the comment section, to fill out the quick LPG questionnaire and get your college recruiting process started today. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.